Do you know that row 13 is commonly empty on planes due to traditional beliefs and practical reasons? Many airlines, such as United, Lufthansa, and Ryanair, avoid using row 13 on their airplanes due to certain cultural superstitions. In 2023, Linda Jojo, a United Airlines worker, said that some planes don't have row 13. When you look at United's planes, the Airbus A319 skips rows 12 to 14, while the Boeing 777-200 misses rows 13 and 14. The dislike of the number 13 has roots in the past. In Christian text, the number 13 is considered unlucky because Judas Iscariot, who was the 13th apostle at the Last Supper, betrayed Jesus Christ. In the same way, Norse legend says that Loki, the god of mischief, messed up a meeting of gods in Valhalla, making it so that there were now 13 gods instead of 12. These stories have given people all over the world a bad feeling about the number 13. Beyond the number 13, many other numbers are thought to be bad around the world. In Italy and Brazil, people avoid using the number 17 because its Roman numeral, 17, resembles the Latin phrase, "My life is over." In China, people don't use the number 4 because it sounds like the Mandarin word for death. Airlines may skip row 17 or 14 to respect traditional beliefs and ensure passenger comfort in certain areas. These beliefs are taken into account by airlines to make sure their customers are happy and comfortable. Ryanair doesn't use row 13, and Lufthansa doesn't use either row 13 or 17. USA Today also skips row 14 because it sounds like the Chinese word for death. Practical concerns are more important in making these choices. Consistent row numbering simplifies finding a place and boarding the plane, which enhances the overall passenger experience. It's interesting that not all companies believe this myth. On some of their planes, Alaska Airlines, British Airways, Delta Airlines, and American Airlines all have row 13. Cathay Pacific, on the other hand, stays away from row 4 because in Chinese society it means bad luck. Different regions and the preferences of the main passenger groups of the airline determine which rows are open for seating and which ones are not. The idea of leaving out some rows for functional reasons is also important. In order to make more room in first class, the Boeing 737 skips rows 4, 5, and 6. Also, row numbers may not be used to keep everything in a neat and uniform order. This makes it easier for customers to find their seats and for airlines to run the boarding process smoothly. In addition to myths, the story of why the number 13 is bad luck is full of true stories. The Andes plane crash of 1972, which happened on Friday the 13th and resulted in survivors resorting to cannibalism, reinforces the belief that the number 13 is unlucky. Examples like the 13 steps to the gallows and the number of witches in a coven have further strengthened people's beliefs. Airlines try to accommodate passengers' beliefs to make them feel more comfortable and happier. To do this, they often avoid assigning certain rows that are considered unlucky by some cultures. Not all airlines follow these superstitions, but the common practice of skipping rows still influences modern air travel. Airlines try to make flying more pleasant and sensitive to different cultures by recognizing and accommodating these views. The absence of the 13th row in planes due to superstition shows how cultural beliefs still impact people's lives today.